Hi friends. Last week we saw a brief account of Vamana avatar. When the events of Vamana avatar and Trivikrama were understood to have taken place on the banks of river Narmada, how come the festival of Onam and the return of Mahabali is related to Kerala? The Puranas talk of Mahabali's Ashwamedha Yaga near the banks of Narmada, where the Lord in the form of Vamana asked Mahabali for 3 steps of land and revealed his cosmic form. Lord Vamana's avatar took place in Siddhashrama of Kashyapa to Aditi and Rishi Kashyapa. Then, how come the Onam festival is celebrated by the people of Kerala? How are Keralites associated with this? Welcome to the channel at Raji's Reflections. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe now and share with your friends without fail. If you like the content, please put a like and express your views in the comment section, which will be a real booster for me. Now, before getting into the insight of where exactly did Vamana stand, which modern state can claim or own the story, let us first understand why this has survived in the hearts of people for centuries. Because festivals preserve memories and values. Onam keeps alive the memory of a king remembered for the welfare of his people and the values for which he is more associated and lived. The Lord, through his incarnation of Vamana to Trivikrama, reminds us that power, however great, must ultimately bow before a higher truth. And Mahabali's final act reminds us that the true measure of a person is not how much he possesses, but whether he can remain true to his word when everything is at stake. Before we enter into a series of questions, first let us see how Kerala, Onam festival and Mahabali are linked. The Lord, pleased with Aditi's Vrata, promised to be born as the son of Rishi Kashyapa and Aditi. One strong tradition connects sage Kashyapa with Kashmir. The Nilamata Purana and later Kashmiri tradition regard Kashmir as Kashyapa's land, associating Kashyapa with the origin and settlement of the Kashmir Valley. According to the traditional account, Kashyapa helped make the land habitable after it had been covered by a great body of water. This does not account for Vamana avatar in Kashmir Valley, as Rishi Kashyapa's connection is seen to various places across Himalayas and northeast regions. It is popularly understood that the Lord blessed to be born as the son of Aditi and Kashyapa in a Siddhashramam of the Rishi. That apart, Mahabali, under the guidance of his Asura Guru, Sukracharya, is said to have performed on the banks of river Narmada. Certain Puranic versions also connect the event with Brihukacha or Brihukacha, traditionally identified with the region around the present-day Bharuch in Gujarat, near the Narmada. This makes the geographical sense for the location of the yajna. But an important distinction is necessary. The place where a king performs a sacrifice need not necessarily be the capital or the entire extent of his kingdom. Kings perform Ashwamedha or other major sacrifices at particularly sacred or politically significant locations. Therefore, Mahabali performing his sacrifice near Narmada river does not automatically mean that his entire kingdom was limited to the present-day Gujarat. Now, then where does Kerala enter the story? Is there any connection between Vamana and Kerala in a traditional accounts? Yes, there is a well-known Kerala tradition involving Parasurama, who is believed to have reclaimed the land from the sea and established Kerala or Kerala Desa or Malayala Desa. In the later regional Hindu traditions, the land of Kerala becomes strongly associated with Vishnu's avatars, particularly Vamana, Trivikrama and Parasurama. The inscriptions on the stones of one of the divya desams Thirukarkarai temple near Kochi in Kerala is said to reveal that at the request and prayers of Kapila Maharishi to have the darshan of Vamana and Trivikrama avatar of the Lord, which took place way back, the Lord replayed and unfolded the same events and gave the darshan of them to Kapila Maharishi. One can here recollect and coordinate how Lord Guruvayurappan showed his avatars and his leelas at the request of Narayana Bhattatri inside the premises at this very yuga around 15th century. All of us must be familiar with the 27 stars of our Hindu tradition starting from Ashwini to Revati. The auspicious star of the Lord is said to be Thiruvonam or Shravanam. The birth star of the Lord who incarnated himself as Vamana was on a Thiruvonam day. Thiruvonam became shortened as Onam. The celebration of Thiruvonam began with this divya desam of Thirukarkarai. The very name Thirukarkarai is traditionally associated with the sacred footprint of Trivikrama, Thiru or Thru Kal Kara, the sacred place of the divine food. This indicates that even if the original Puranic narrative does not explicitly identify Kerala as Bali's region or Bali's kingdom, Kerala developed a powerful sacred geography around the Vamana Mahabali story. This may be one of the reasons the association became so strong. Now, let us try to connect the dots. The Puranas take us to the banks of the Narmada, where Mahābali performed his great yajna. But Kerala preserved another sacred memory. At Thirukarkarai, tradition says that the Lord revealed once again the divine drama of Vamana and Trivikrama in response to Kapila Maharishi's wish. Perhaps this is how the story found a sacred home in Kerala. And when Thiruvonam, the star associated with Lord Vishnu, arrives, people remember not only the Lord who measured the worlds, but also the king who gave everything without withdrawing his word. Empires disappear, maps change, even the exact locations of ancient events may become uncertain, but the values carried by the events and stories can continue to live if people choose to celebrate, remember, and pass them on to the generations after generations. Vamana teaches us that no power is greater than dharma. Mahābali teaches us that true greatness lies in keeping one's word, even when it costs everything. And Onam teaches us that the finest traditions are not those that merely remember the past, but those that help us become better in the present. The important message of all the above is that today's world celebrates followers, achievements, money, visibility, and influence, so on and so forth. Vamana Avatar quietly asks us a different question. Who are you when all those things are taken away from you? Rather, you are stripped of everything. That answer defines your true identity. Every Onam, Kerala opens the doors to welcome Mahābali. And beneath that celebration lies another ancient memory that this very land is traditionally called Parashurama Kshetram, the sacred land associated with yet another avatar of Lord Vishnu. Next week, we will explore another fascinating incarnation of the Lord Vishnu, Parashurama Avatar, in the Dasavatara series. Another timeless lesson that still speaks to our lives today. Until then, this is Raji wishing you good health, inner balance, and a heart that continues to seek wisdom.